So we've had another hectic day again today. We went to Universal Studios in the morning, and I do recommend going there in the morning because it gets pretty rammed around 9 or 10 o'clock.
I love Harry Potter in the Tree of Nothing.
Now, I'm a bit of an old man when it comes to these things, and it was a bit lost on me, to be honest, most of it. You know, a lot of rides with 3D glasses and stuff like that, plastic things to look at, not really my thing.
Look, it's Hogwarts!
But I would recommend going on the Backlot tour, because that was genuinely interesting. And it gave you a bit of an insight into how they make films and showed you the TV sets and film sets, and gave you a perspective on how they make these huge sort of sets with facades and fake sort of backdrops and buildings and stuff for these films to take place in. So definitely that was a highlight of the whole studio tour. So yeah, just well worth going on that. Whether it's worth the money is another thing altogether, but you know, if you come to LA, then you've got to do stuff like this, haven't you?
Jurassic Park.
Watch out!
after that. So we went over to downtown LA and experienced the traffic getting in and out. We didn't spend long there, but it was worth it just to see the sort of, you know, a bit of a different side to LA. In the evening we went to a fancy looking Japanese restaurant called Yamashiro in Hollywood up in the hills, which I believe is either closing down or changing hands in a few days. The place itself is nice and the food was great, but the view over the city is quite impressive at night. If you get a chance, it's worth travelling up into the hills around Hollywood at night, as you can get an awesome view of Los Angeles in several places. We drove up to Mulholland Drive after the meal and drove around until we found a good spot.
Turn right onto Outpost Drive.
Right here. Snaky road.
Can't see.
So tomorrow we're driving up to Santa Barbara, which is only a couple of hours away, so it should be a chilled out day, hopefully. See you then. So I'll explain what's happening here. On our road trip we made a few stops to some famous film locations, and this one was featured in Disney's 1982 film Tron. The building was used for the Flynn's arcade scene, which is also seen in the sequel, Tron Legacy. And we're massive fans of Tron, so it's cool to get a coffee inside this very building. And I like to imagine that I was in some amazing 80s video game whilst I was drinking my coffee. Check out Bill here. He's showing off just how cool he is with an actual Flynn's arcade t-shirt, just trying to blend in like the locals.
Suitably British weather. Yeah, it's not a nice day.
Where does David Hasselhoff hang out?
In England mostly these days, because it's where he's still got a career. It is, isn't it?
And Germany. Yeah. It's bizarre, isn't it? He's married a Welsh girl.
He has. He was very young.
Well, if you can do it.
What is he doing? You see, the joke is, he thinks I'm taking a picture, but I'm really videoing. So I wasn't able to do an update last night, so this is an early morning update. After we left Zuma Beach yesterday, we travelled up the Pacific Coastal Highway and we went to Santa Barbara, which was a really nice drive. Along the way we fueled up, and as a European It's worth noting that the gas stations aren't exactly the same here. There's two options. You can go for self-service or full service, so look out for the signs there. Go for self-service, because if you go for the full service, an actual physical guy will come up to your car and put the pump in for you, and you'll just pay more per gallon. So worth noting that as a Brit, that it's not something that we're used to. So we arrived in Santa Barbara, and it's really beautiful here. A lot greener than LA. It's got an amazing mountainous backdrop looking over a rather beautiful bay and harbour. So we went down to the pier at night, watched the sunset going down, and that was really amazing. We took some really nice pictures, had a good meal on the pier front, and yeah, it was really good.